So, there's a few Christmas books this month. Yeah, October's good for Christmas books. So people can get ahead and start buying them as Christmas presents, I guess. So, anyways, hey, welcome to the Daily Reads Book Series. I'm Christina Tina. This is where we read books, talk about books, no special effects, no themes, none of that fancy stuff going on here. And this is Flashback Monday, where we talk about all the things in the past, and we are up to October 2018. And I'm still looking for suggestions if anybody has suggestions for future ones, because we will eventually catch up to modern day. And I miss my Romantic Time Book Review magazine severely. And I have tried looking at Book Page and Bookmark and don't like either one of those. So, if anybody has an idea, I will eventually go back to my magazines and maybe we'll go flashback to something different. I'm not sure what I'll do. I won't go through all the books again, but we may pick out certain ones for Spotlight or something. So we'll see how it goes. So we are in October 2018. The Vanishing box, Ellie Griffiths. We've seen this lady come up quite a few times. This is a different kind of cover for her, though. It's usually a grayish cover. It's the holiday season. Max Mustafo and his daughter Ruby have landed a headlining gig at the Brighton Hippodrome, the biggest theater in the city, an achievement only slightly marred by the less than savory supporting act, a tableau of naked living statues. But when one of the girls goes missing and turns up dead not long afterward, Max and Ruby realize there's something far more sinister than obscenity afoot in the theater. D.I. Edgar Stevens is on the case as he searches for the girl's killer. He begins to suspect that her fatal vanishing act may be related to another case, the death of a quiet local florist. Then, just as he's narrowing on the missing link, another murder brings the case home. Not good. Not good. Sorry. How's my girl? It is freezing in my house today. It is freezing. The Collector's Apprentice. Does this sound like a murder mystery to you? You know, Eve Dallas did an Apprentice one. Apprentice in Death, I think it was called. Not so good. It's the summer of 1922, and 19-year-old Pauline finds herself in Paris, broke, disowned, and alone. Everyone back in Belgium, including her own family, believes she stole millions in a sophisticated con game perpetrated by her fiancé, George Everett. To protect herself from the law and the wrath of those who lost everything, she creates a new identity, a French woman named Vivienne Grigsby, and sets out to recover her father's art collection, prove her innocence, and exact revenge on George. When the eccentric American art collector Edwin Bradley offers Vivienne the perfect job, she is soon immersed in the world of Gertrude Stein's partisan salon and the post-impressionist painters, including Henry Matisse, with whom Vivienne becomes romantically entwined. As she travels between Paris and Philadelphia, where Edwin is building an art museum, her life becomes more complicated when George returns with unclear motives and she is arrested for Edwin's murder. It's a good thing we didn't have photo ID. I don't know how that would have worked with today's modern technology. Although they do it. People do make fake driver's license and stuff like that, don't they? So anyways, Michael Connelly, Dark Scared Night. Detective Renee Ballard is working the night beat known as LAPD slang as The Late Show and returns to Hollywood Station in the early hours to find a stranger rifling through old file cabinets. The intruder is retired Detective Harry Bosch, working an old case that has forgotten under skin. Ballard can't let him go through department records, but when he leaves, she looks into the case herself and finds a deep tug of empathy and anger. She has never been the kind of cop who leaves the job behind at the end of her shift, and she wants in. The murder unsolved was 15-year-old Daisy Clayton, a runaway on the streets of Hollywood who was brutally killed, her body left in a dumpster like so much trash. Eve Dallas did one of those too. Now Ballard joins forces with Bosch to find out what happened to Daisy and to bring her killer to justice. That's a series I gotta get into. Let's go some Christmas here. We've been reading Miss James. 6 Cats a Slaying. Do you want to go solve a murder mystery? Do you want to solve a murder mystery? December 29th is right around the... Oh, wait, excuse me. I'm wrong. I read that wrong. Can you forgive me? December 25th is right around the corner. And Charlie is making his last list and checking it twice. He's doing his best to show some peace and goodwill towards his nosy neighbor, Jerry, a real estate agent who seems to have designs on his house and maybe on him as well, while preparing for a very important role, indeed his first Christmas as a grandfather. The last thing Charlie expects is to gain several new additions to his family. Charlie finds a box on his doorstep with 5 kittens. You want some kittens? Do you want a baby kitten to take care of? Do you want to be a mommy? Begging him to keep them safe. With Diesel's help. Remember Diesel? Stephanie Plum's Diesel? Charlie welcomes the tiny felines into the household just as Jerry decides it's time to throw a lavish party. Determined to make her mark on Athena, Jerry instead winds up dead at her very own party. Though attempts to dig into her past come up empty, Charlie and his girlfriend Helene witness 2 heated exchanges involving Jerry before her death. One with a leading citizen and another with the wife of a good friend. Will one of these ladies wind up on the sheriff's naughty list? Charlie and Diesel will have to figure it out. If you have not seen all my Delaney Booth reviews, please go watch all my Delaney Booth reviews. We love Tinky and Sarah Booth and all the rest of the gang. A gift of bones. Christmas is just around the corner, and Sarah Booth and Tinky are preparing for a festive celebration, and possibly a Christmas miracle of snow. You know, they promised us snow 8 times this year. Seriously, 8 times. They were warning and warning and calling and warning and warning and warning and warning and warning. Do you know how much snow we got this year? Do you know how much my hometown got? They got like 6 feet. But here, we got 0. Seriously, we didn't even get enough to cover the grass. Sarah Booth has plenty of plans to smooch Coleman Peters under the mistletoe, and she busies herself with decking the halls and daydream of romantic Christmas lights with the handsome sheriff. They have yet to get married. I'm wondering if they ever will. No one is prepared for kidnapping, but journalist CCD Falcon shows up needing a Sarah Booth's help right now. A box has been delivered by courier and left on Cece's porch. It contains a lock of hair, a photograph of a pretty young woman, very pregnant, and a note demanding ransom for the girl's return. Cece reveals that this is her cousin Eve Falcon, and that she lost touch with part of the family years ago. Eve and Cece have been close until the family had terrible falling out and banished Cece from their lives. The countdown begins as the kidnapper pushes for payment, or else he threatens. Eve will meet her maker. It's up to Sarah Booth and her friends to find out what happened to the girl. See what happens there. Map. What is... there we go. Anyways... That is so gonna fall over. Want romance at Christmas? Debbie Makeover. Before beginning her dream job as a sous chef in one of Seattle's hottest new restaurants, Jose Avery takes a summer position cooking at Lakeside Lodge in the remote Alaskan town of Ponder. Jose falls for the rustic charms of the local community, including Jack Cochran, the crotchety keeper of Ponder's famed sourdough starter, and in particular the quiet and intense Palmer Saxon, a famed master swordsman. Jose and Palmer become close during the long Alaskan summer days, but Josie knows that come fall, she'll be returning to reality and her career she's worked so hard for. Palmer, on the other hand, would like nothing better than to make Josie his wife and to keep her in Ponder. But Josie can't imagine abandoning her mother back in Emerald City and sacrificing her career to stay in the isolated town, not even for the man she's in love with. Bring your mother to the town. You want to kill the queen? In a realm where one's magical power determines one's wealth, Lady Everly's lack of obvious ability relegates her to the shadows of the royal court of Bologna, a kingdom steeped in gladiator tradition. 17th in line for the throne, Elvie is nothing more than a ceremonial fixture, overlooked and mostly forgotten. But dark forces are at work inside the palace. When her cousin Vasila, the crown princess, assassinates her mother, the queen, and takes the throne by force, Evie is attacked along with the rest of the royal family. Luckily for Evie, her secret immunity to magic helps her escape the massacre. Forced into hiding to survive, she falls in with a gladiator troupe. Though they use their towns to entertain and amuse the masses, the gladiators are actually highly trained warriors skilled in the art of combat, especially Lucas Sullivan, a powerful magier with secrets of his own. Don't know. A very popular young man or elderly man right now. Mr. Sparks! Every breath. Have you heard the police lately? I'm showing my elderly roots. Hope Anderson is at crossroads. At 36, she's been dating her boyfriend, a surgeon orthopedic, for 6 years with no wedding plans in sight, and her father recently diagnosed with ALS. She decides to use a week at her family's cottage in Somerset Beach, North Carolina, to ready the house for sale and mull over some difficult decisions. True Walls has never visited North Carolina, but is summoned to Sunset Beach by a letter from a man claiming to be his father. A safari guide born and raised in Zimbabwe, True hopes to unravel some of the mysteries surrounding his mother's early life and recapture memories with her death. When the two strangers cross paths. It's electrifying! I'm sorry. I have no idea. Wrecked. Show-eyed. Isaiah Quinn, IQ for short, has never been more successful or felt more alone. A series of high-profile wins in his hometown of East Long Beach have made the young investigator so notorious that he can hardly go to the corner store without being recognized. Dodson, once his sidekick, now his full-fledged partner, is determined to give their PI business some legitimacy. A Facebook page and IQ's promise to stop accepting Christmas sweaters and carpet cleanings in exchange for his services. When a young painter approaches IQ for his help tracking down his missing mother, it's not the work Isaiah is looking for, it's the human connection. But when his new confidant turns out to be connected to a dangerous paramilitary operation, and the gangsters responsible for his brother's death is still lurking around every corner, IQ is soon battling threats that even a genius couldn't see coming. Is this the swimmer? Is this the swimmer? What was his name? The Fifth Risk? The election I guess not. The election happened, remembers Elizabeth Sherwood Randall, then Deputy Secretary of Department of Energy, and then there was radio silence. All across departments, similar voices were playing out. Alright, forget it. Nope. How are you? Alright. Jane McKevitt, murder in her stocking. Christmas has arrived in Sleepy McGill, Georgia, but holiday cheer can't keep temperamental Steeler Reed from swinging a rolling pin at anyone who crosses her bad side and is seasoned. There are plenty. First, an anonymous Grinch vandalizes a celebrity nativity display. Far worse, the scandalous Prissy Carr is found dead in the alley behind a tavern. With the police puzzled over the murder, Stella stirs to decides to stir the local gossip pot for clues for the culprit's identity. I'm gonna have a child over here in a minute. Put this here. Don't fall. Don't fall. Because my friend here is gonna make you fall. I know she's gonna make you fall. She's going to make you fall. Make up your mind. Where do you want to go? We've got to do these. Vendetta. With his dying breath, Carl Venable, head of CIA Task Force on Terrorism, Jude Benson's final link to terrorism ringleader Max Huber, gives Brandon a mandate. Keep his daughter Rachel safe at any cost. But Rachel Venable has a shocking, twisted past of her own, one that comes with rushing back after her medical clinic in Guyana is attacked by Huber, the same man who murdered her father and kept her in prison for months. Along with Catherine Ling, Rachel's longtime ally and fierce protector, Brandon is determined to keep Rachel out of danger. But she knows that's impossible to stay hidden when Max Huber wants you dead. See what happens. Smokey. I'm telling you, you got a holiday, you want a cake, you want a turkey, you want a 4th of July, you want a Mother's Day. Miss MEIER to the rescue. Yule murder. In Costa, Maine, murder marks the holiday season. Leslie Marsh's Yule log murder features Lucy Stone investigating a film set murder and revealing the drama surrounding an ornate Yule log cake. In Death by Yule Log by Lee Hollis, a deceased man has traces of Harley Powell's Yule log cake on his body, and his daughter's beau becomes the prime suspect. You want a little sex with your book? Crossbreeds. A little romance. The breeds are human-altered before conception with DNA of the predators of Earth. But although they carry the genetic material of the beast within them, Cassandra Clare stands apart. A unique mix of wolf, coyote, and human, she is revered by many but preyed upon by others. She is fiercely protected by her community, but no one managed to stop her when she slips away one day to offer her body in exchange for her sister's safety. And the man she succumbs to, good Lord. Succumbs, really? That's it. Just ignore mommy. Take a bath. If you have not seen my Donna Andrews videos, please go check them out. We did them all. We did Meg and the gang. While directing Carfilly's Christmas pageant, Meg Langsdale finds a live baby in the manger, along with a note implicating Meg's brother Rob as the father. Meg sets out to find the real identity of the baby, but the infant may be connected to something much bigger, something that puts Meg's friends and family in danger. What can it be? Now, have you seen the Black Dagger Brotherhood lately on Netflix? Not Netflix. Passionflix. Excuse me. Passionflix. This is a non-Brotherhood book, I'm pretty sure. Yep. This was an offshoot. I don't know why. I think it's a standalone. I'm pretty sure it's a standalone. She wanted to do a book about a fireman, so she did a book about a fireman. Miss Ward consumed. Annie Ashburn is a woman consumed by her bitter family legacy, by her scorched career as a firefighter, by her obsession with department bad boy Danny McGuire, by a new case that pits her against fiery killer. Strong-willed Annie was fearless and loved the thrill of fighting fires, pushing herself to the best. But when one risky decision at a warehouse fire changes her life forever, Annie must reinvent not only her job but her whole self. And maybe get involved with Danny too. Now, about the first, I will admit that if she ever writes a Sookie book, and she has publicly stated she will not, I've asked the woman myself, and she responded, no. Not anytime, plain no. So, She started this new series, and apparently it's doing okay for her. I don't know if it's doing as well as Suki or just well enough to keep her going and keep the publishers interested. I do not know. I know nothing. But I will tell you, I think I own the first three books. I have to go look. You will not. I don't like it. I don't like it. It's just not for me. Gunny Rose is just not for me. An Easy Death. Charlaine Harris. Set in fractured United States in the southwestern country known as Texoma, where magic is acknowledged but mistrusted, especially by a young gun-for-hire named Elizabeth Rose. Liz Rose takes a job offer from a pair of Russian wizards to be their local guide and gunny. For the wizards, Gunny Rose has already acquired a fearsome reputation, and they're at a desperate crossroad, even if they won't admit it. They're searching through the small border towns near Mexico, trying to locate a low-level magic practitioner, Olga Kravko. The wizards believe Olga is a direct descendant of Grigori, and that Olga's blood can save a young Tsar's life. And that is the end of October 2018. If you could please hit the like and subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Check out Star Trek Next Generation, Star Trek Voyager recaps on Fridays. If then Friday afternoons. If you like this author, you might like that author. There's about 200 of those videos out there. JD Robb Saturdays, Unboxing Sundays, of course Flashback Monday, and of course my daily book reviews. Have a good one. Oh, and I forgot. Every night at 7:45 on the DLB's Book Series channel, we're talking Diana Gamble's Echo in the Bone, written in my own heart's blood, or Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone. And by the time I finish Go Tell the Bees, if the new book is out, we'll start the new book. But there has been no word yet. If the new book has not come out, we'll go back to Outlander and start. I started with the middle of Echo in the Bone because that's where season 7 ended when I was binging. Have a good one.